Do you think that for people who are not currently in the market, it is currently more sustainable to be in the rental market, or should people still be thriving to have a slice of home ownership?
I think it depends on your personal circumstances and the circumstances of your market, right? The advice I tend to give everybody is just look at your own circumstances and see if it makes sense to buy. Don't buy just because you're desperate to buy or you think it's the right thing to do. Don't rent just because people have told you that it's cheaper or it appears cheaper. You kind of actually have to sit down and do the analysis and see what makes sense for you. And there's intangible benefits to both, right? Like home ownership comes along with some amount of security and stability. Over the long term, you are building up an asset. Renting in most major cities in Canada has been cheaper, even when you account for home equity. It's just like you have to build the equity by saving money instead. But it also comes with, a lot more freedom, right? It's a lot easier to move when you're a renter. You don't have to do maintenance and stuff, right? Like I remember when I was a renter, my dishwasher broke, and I just called the property management agency, and they sent someone to fix it while I was away, right? And then now as a homeowner, when my dishwasher broke, it was like, oh, that's my weekend now, right? So yeah, there's pros and cons to each. I think you have to actually sit down and do the math and don't automatically assume one is better than the other. But one way or the other, I think the important thing is that you have to be trying to save money somehow if you can. Obviously, it's getting more and more difficult as the cost of living goes up. Wages haven't really kept pace. You may have heard the term luxury poverty, where the cost of essentials is now expensive and the cost of luxuries is relatively
So
cheaper.
that's why everyone has a
So
phone and this and that and blah blah blah. Yet we all can't afford to get by, essentially.
yeah, and I think that's the cause of a lot of intergenerational misunderstanding of these things of like, oh, well, you have, a phone and a computer and whatever. And these things used to be very, very expensive. Like it was much more expensive to buy a TV than a month of rent. And now it's a fraction of the price, but rent takes up so much more of your monthly income and, groceries and transportation as well, that it becomes more difficult to save money than it has been in the past just